4-to-1 banner. He said 4-to-1 banner, right? Because when he do it, he would do a 4-to-1 banner. And we was like, what's that? He said, and he was like, in society, they have to show everybody at least 4 black degeneracy stories before they show one degeneracy story of other races. That's what he said on television. And he was like, the media should have been sued years ago. And he said this over 20 years ago. I don't even know if he's still living, because he was already in his 60s when he said this. He said the media programs people with the neuro-linguistic programming, like I always talk about, the syndicated and legacy media. They program everybody to think that black Americans particularly are the criminal class race. Like our whole race is just criminals. They act like there's no such thing, bro, at all. They act like there's no such thing as white criminality. They act like and then they act like there's no such thing as middle class black people and upper class black people. They act like it's just a mythos, and that's part of pink supremacy, is acting like those things are a myth. That nothing positive can be black American based. And they try to mix us up with the mud hut people, and they know we went. They know, bro, we're not the mud hut people. The mud hut people was the sub-Saharan Africans. They try to be like, oh, black's the only thing you can see is mud huts. You know, when you see people eating monkeys and stuff on YouTube in Africa, that's not black Americans. That's not even our DNA. We are the Shemites. We're the heritage of Shem. We're the lineage of Shem. The Zondervan Bible Dictionary established that years ago. That it said that the Negro, we're the only people that were called Negroes. Africans were never called Negroes. Don't get it twisted. Only black Americans were always called Negroes because it's a Hebrew terminology. Literally, the oldest Bible dictionary in the world is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and it's not tainted. They try to hide it. It says that Ham is the progenitor of all of the dark races except for the Negro who comes from Shem, but they look alike, so they will be confused by many. That's what the Zondervan Bible Dictionary says, quote unquote. See, I read all of that. So when a Negro has read his whole life, he can read his whole life, and he can read other people's whole life automatically because he knows the truth. Look how deep that is. Decode that. That's what Ronnie 2 says unto you. So it's all nonsense. This whole acting like blacks are just criminal. Like even that 13% does 50-some% of the crime. That's lies. No, it's 13% that's racially profiled and accused of crimes that they're not convicted for. They're just going off of they're doing a standard deviation. They're going off the arrest rate, which in itself entails the unjust surveillance of young black men that they call YNs and black men, period. If you step back and think about it, them saying that tells on the pink supremacy mentality in it, right? Because why are black men always, they're the ones falsely accused of everything. It's like the Emmett Till effect, things that's not even happening, right? And that's why you have other races of people come to America, and thank God for ICE. Thank God for ICE and thank God for Trump. Because there's other groups of people come here to America illegally, undocumented, and they feel that they're superior to black Americans, and they think that we're immigrants that they're competing with. They don't know that this is literally black Americans' actual country. Foundational black Americans are the first people that was ever set foot on this landmass. They came thousands of years before the red natives. And my grandma even told me that, and she was a red native mixed with black indigenous blood, which exists, and they said that don't exist. Choctaw mixed with red Cherokee. Choctaw was black. Her black indigenous gene, red, because yes, they did used to mix together a lot. That's where the ethnogenesis is. That's why when y'all hear Tariq always talk about an ethnogenesis, that's real. It was an ethnogenesis here between a couple of classes of people, and they were all warrior class people. This is why black Americans are so hated by everybody, because we were the only people historically that were the full out warrior class DNA is way back. This ain't no we was kings, we was queens. No, we are supernatural warrior class beings, natural, organically, is what this actually means, right? And what it is, it's just the genetic truth. And Walter Plecker knew that better than anybody. Look at Walter Plecker. That's why what he was an anti-black racial eugenicist. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Just like the people who made Planned Parenthood and all of that, those was anti-black, anti-Negro eugenicists, right? They weren't anti-African. It was anti-Negro, right? They all know the descendants of the tribe of Judah. That's the only tribe that the real Jesus Christ comes from. Those names not Jesus at all. I always tell y'all that. It's Yahusha HaMashiach of Nazareth, okay? And you might say, well, Ronnie too, if that's true, how is it that blacks in America are related to the real Christ? How do they have the bloodline DNA of Christ, though? This is the secret. You might say, well, did Christ live in America? One, it wasn't called America back in the day, okay? And no, Christ never lived in America. Here's the catch. I'm going to tell you the ethnogenesis twist right here. Why black people are so surveilled and all of that, and everyone's obsessed with us, no matter what they say, because their actions show obsession and infatuation. That's where that whole black fatigue comes from. Think of life as a high school. We're the jock race, and everybody else is the revenge of the nerd race, okay? Perfect case example.